the king. Yeah. Waking up to sirens and the morning news parade. Another day of accusations, another war of words they've made. They say my flag is dangerous, my Bible's out of date. My views on life and freedom make me someone they can hate. Cancel calls are ringing, the spotlight's burning bright, but I'm still standing here beneath the red, white, and the light. They want me quiet, want me small, want me to fall in line, but there's a fire in my chest that says this heart ain't mine. I'm living life in the hot seat, pressure rising high, but the love of Jesus holds me when the whole world wants to fight. In the flames of public judgment, in the seat they make so small, I'm anchored to the Savior, He's the greatest of them all. Hot seat, yeah, the fire's getting hot, but His grace is my protection and it's burning up the right. It's burning up the right. They rewrite the Constitution, mock the ones who built this land. Tell me borders don't matter and that life is in my hand, but I still believe in liberty, in the family, in the free, in the God who gave us everything, and the truth that sets us free. I'll pour my conscience, pray out loud, and raise my kids to stand for the country that I love and the nail-scarred hands. I'm living life in the hot seat, pressure rising high, but the love of Jesus holds me when the whole world wants to fight. In the flames of public judgment, in the seat they make so small, I'm anchored to the Savior, He's the greatest of them all. Hot seat, yeah, the fire's getting hot, but His grace is my protection and it's burning up the right. When my knees get weak and the heat is more than I can take, I drop down low and talk to Jesus. That's the move that makes the mountains move, the oceans calm, the dead heart come alive. In the hottest seat this world can build, He's still my peace inside. No politician saves me, no movement sets me free. Only Jesus and His mercy ever did that for me. So let them turn the cameras on, let the critics have their say. I keep walking with my Bible and my head held high today. Conservative and Christian, yeah, I wear it on my sleeve, 'cause the one who died for sinners is the only one I need. The hot seat's getting hotter, but my faith is burning too, and the love of Jesus tells me what I'm called to do. I'm living life in the hot seat, pressure rising high, but the love of Jesus holds me and He'll never let me die. In the fire of accusation, in the seat of public scorn, I'm standing on the rock of ages. I was made to be reborn. Hot seat, let the whole world see a man can live in fire when he's walking with the King. Yeah, walking with the King in the hot seat. Oh, still free.
Woo! What is going on, everybody? And welcome back to the hot seat. And of course, my phone just starts ringing the second I go. I don't understand. Like, to all the people that know me personally, I've told you this like a million times. I film from, I film in the morning, I film in the evening, but that's the only time these Peckerwoods want to call me. I mean, that's it. That's the only time they want to call me. And it just drives me just completely up the wall, because half the people in Mississippi, you tell them, what do you do? Well, I stream on Rumble. What's the Rumble? Is that kind of like the YouTube? Yeah, it's kind of like the YouTube. Just calm down, Grandma. Anyway, I got Skip here from Patriot Protect. I'm going to bring him on in just a second. But listen, I got to talk to y'all about something really quick. All right, listen. When Graham says he has an announcement to make, don't ask me. I'm not telling you. Okay, I love you with all my heart. I do, but it's not my announcement to make. It's not. And let's be real. Half the time it's just as much a surprise to me as it is to y'all. So this one I do know what it is, but I'm not telling you. So without further ado, let's bring on our brother Skip from Patriot Protect, one of my favorite companies, definitely my favorite person to talk to here because it's just a cool guy. What's up, Skip? How you doing, man?
Buddy, let me tell you, firstly, it warms my heart that when you're getting a phone call, it's not from a scammer because I know you're a Patriot Protect customer and that it is somebody, Mr. and Mrs. Peckerwood, whoever it may be.
They all are
And
at this point. Like, oh man.
always a pleasure to be here.
All right, dude, man. How's everything been going for you guys down at Patriot Protect? Y'all, I know y'all are working hard at it, trying to keep all these freaking scammers and stuff off of us. And like I tell the audience, I tell y'all every time me and Skip talk, I haven't gotten an email from the Prince of Nigeria ever since I signed up with Patriot Protect. So I don't know what the hell you guys are waiting on. Like, seriously.
Yeah, man. Hey, I got to tell you, it's been busy. I don't know if you saw this, but there was a couple things that came out recently that was the FTC put out their numbers for 2025 of how much, the quantity of dollars lost to scams and stuff. And it totaled in at $16 billion scam from Americans. 3.5. This is the one that stood out in my mind is that it went up 25% from 2024. The imposter scams, which was $3.5 billion, and the reason that stuck out in my mind was because I predict that that's going to be at least double for this year. The numbers we'll see coming out next year because of the AI being used
Oh
to
man.
do very well, do extremely
Wow.
impressive things to scam people because they get a call from their grandson or kid or something like that saying, hey mom, I'm stranded on the side of the road because and I need $1,500 or whatever to get home, and it's going to be done with an AI scam. And I'm sure there's people that are in the chat or whatever that have gotten something like this or gotten a phone call where they're like, ring ring, hello hello, who is this? And that might be enough of a vocal sample to replicate it using AI with a scammer on the other end of the line. So
Yeah, man.
it's pretty bad. And I see here what D Vanderham or whatever in the chat is the scammer payback on YouTube. Yeah, we have glimpses into how these guys operate. It's wild.
Yeah, the phone calls that I've been getting, which I honest to God, I haven't been getting a lot of phone calls from scammers and stuff like that. The one I've been getting the most lately is, somebody calls, it's a number I don't recognize, and I answer and I go, hello? Yeah, you called me? No, I didn't call you. Yeah, you did. You just called me. No, I didn't call you. So apparently somebody had got my number, spoofed my number, and is trying to scam other people using my phone number. That's what I've been getting. But the emails, the spoofs, I used to get the fake PayPal emails all the time and the fake Venmo emails all the time. That's all stopped. And trust me, for somebody that gets probably about 150 to 200 emails a day, getting those wiped clean. Oh, God bless you, men.
Yeah. Hey, listen. This is what we're here for. I mean, again, uh, we also have been seeing with the doxing is that I don't know if you heard this recently that there was about 1,000 federal employees across the DOJ and the DHS that were doxed. It was like a political event. It was a
Right.
malicious doxing or whatever. And what's when we talk about doxing, which is to say that your personal details are leaked online, it's not that they're leaked online because they weren't there in the first place. They are all there if you don't have a service like Patriot Protect because the data brokers publish your name, your email address, your phone number, your relatives' names. In a lot of cases, your dead relatives' names, which is how these impersonation scams can really, it's just disgusting what the scammers do. But the doxing is when it's like weaponized and this stuff is put out there to say, hey, you guys should go show up to this person's house because they did something bad or said something I didn't like or something like that. But all that information is already on these data broker sites. And so the point is we make you unsearchable. And it's just, we all intuitively lock our doors at night. And there was a time when, in the world where we didn't have locks on doors, right? You had
Right.
a little, and that because of the nature of a dangerous world and the fact that it evolved, we lock our doors at night. People, if you haven't taken control of your data, your data is unlocked and out there, and it's the same thing as leaving your door open at night. So why are you doing that? It's crazy. Unfortunately, the world has evolved in such a way that you are required to take action on this. And if you haven't, you're just a sitting duck.
Yeah, and let's go to the website and let's talk about this a little bit more here. I'm going to slide you over here and make you smaller. And for those of you that are wondering, like, why you just see an S instead of Skip's, what I'm assuming is lovely face is because he doesn't need to show his face because of what he does for a living. He doesn't need to be doxxed. Nobody needs to know what secret agent man looks like. Okay, so let's talk about these plans. This is your max coverage plan. It's $14.99 a month. Or you say 45% with annual billing. So with these plans, what are you guys guaranteeing, and what are these people getting?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, so firstly, before I forget, we're swell fellas, and we try to bring cheer wherever we go. We made the promo code Hot Seat worth double today. See, it's happening again, man.
This is
Trump.
my wife. This is my wife. She knows I'm filming. Like, out of everybody, that this woman knows I'm filming.
I'm just glad it's her and not a scammer. It
Yeah.
warms my heart to know.
Yeah.
So this is the point with the max coverage. So anyway, yeah, the Hot Seat promo code Hot Seat HOTSEAT is going to be worth 30%. So yeah, if you apply 30% to the annual plan, it's like, I don't know, $69.99 a year. So it's like around $5 a month. Again, the average. The average loss from a scam is something like $3,000 per shot. So it's so much less expensive than spending the next, spending $6,000 on a lawyer to recover the $3,000 you lost. And by the way, you're going to be spending the next 6 months of your life on the phone with your bank trying to claw it back. It's just such a save of time. It's crazy. So yeah, max coverage, what we do is we make you unsearchable. We go ahead and delete your profile from all of these data broker sites that are putting it up for grabs for anybody that wants to see most of your information for free or have all of your information for like 99 cents. It's crazy. These companies should be illegal. There's no way that these companies should be operating the way that they do. But because they are there, so are we in your corner, making sure that you're taken offline.
Oh,
So
exactly. Now
max coverage,
this is just
very
for
important.
the individual. Like, this is for the individual person. Now you have the max coverage for the family, which is, I mean, you're only talking about a couple dollars more a month here.
Yeah, no, it's so inexpensive and cheaper to do if you cover two people for your family. And again, this is for everybody over the age of 18.
Right, right,
So it's very important to do. It's so much less expensive if you cover two people than two people on an individual plan. And
right.
then look, Total Recon. Look, this is the full mustard. You know, the annual plan. I'm trying to do the math in my head, but you're going to save a lot of bucks if you do the annual plan. This is for people that want the full protection. So
Dark
this is
web, everything.
Yes. So this is the visible web, that the stuff that's Googleable on you, as well as the dark web stuff, and we monitor that continuously to make sure that when a leak happens. It breaks our heart, man. We hear all the time from people that say, "Hey, I didn't know that the big AT&T leak that happened in 2024. I didn't really know that I was affected until your Total Recon service showed that we were leaked on that." The MyFitnessPal leak, the Luxottica leak, which is like anybody that has bought eyeglasses or sunglasses in the last 8 years.
Yeah, right.
It's the conduit leak, which affected anybody that's on Medicare and Medicaid, as well as is insured via Blue Cross Blue Shield. It's just, the question is, do you want to know whether or not you're exposed, or do you not want to know whether or not you're exposed?
Right.
And
Exactly.
again, you save so much doing the annual plan, and then put the hot seat promo on top of that, and it's really inexpensive for the amount of security that you get. We are a bolt-on cybersecurity detail for you, that every American deserves, frankly.
And I hate to continue to use this analogy, but I'm sorry, I don't know how many guys you show up on their show. I challenge any other influencer or podcaster to find a better analogy than I have. You can either have flood insurance or you can have a dam. Okay. And that's the way this works. All right. You can either go
Love
ahead
that.
and not worry about it and let the floodgates come through, like in Texas right now with our poor friend TJ, and then all of your stuff's destroyed, everything's done. Then you've got to apply your insurance premiums and just pray to God you get half your shit back. Or you can build a dam and stop it before it starts. And that's what Patriot Protect does. And guys, my own personal experience, and I have not told this story yet, okay? I've not told this story yet. So I retired from the Army in 2018. All right. About 3 to 4 years ago, I started getting phone calls and emails from the quote U.S. Army. All right. The U.S. Army stating that I owed them over $500 worth of back pay money because
Wow.
during COVID, they didn't take taxes out of active duty paychecks during a period of COVID. And I would tell this individual, buddy, that was 2019 and 2020. I retired in September of 2018. So I don't know whose paycheck you're looking for, but it ain't mine. And they said, oh, okay, we'll take it off. No problem. A month later, same thing. A month later, same thing. Until finally they were like, hey, could you just send us your 214 to prove? And I said, hell no, I'm not sending you nothing. I'm not sending you anything. Haven't gotten a phone call ever since I signed up with Patriot Protect. Haven't gotten one.
Man, it both breaks and warms my heart. People that dedicate their lives in service to our freedom and country, and there are bad actors out there that are there to exploit that. This is exactly why we got into this business, is because we believe that everyone deserves this sort of protection. And our job is to be a step ahead of all of this, of all of the scammers, that the world moved so quickly and got out of hand, and people are only now realizing like how bad it has gotten. And our job is to stay a step ahead on your behalf. Buddy, it breaks my heart that it even happened to you, and
It
it's an
is
honor
insane.
to cover
Yes,
you.
thank you guys for stopping that. Patriot Protect, guys. Listen, y'all are all grown ass adults, and you can do whatever you want. But I'm here to tell you right now, from what I've seen, from the stuff that I've been shielded from, as long as Patriot Protect is a company, Todd will be a client. Todd and my wife, me and Kendra both will be a client. Period. And no, Shockwave, Patriot Protect will not protect you from me trying to steal your Bitcoin. No, they won't. Okay. Sorry. That's not going to happen. I'm going to keep trying to get all your Bitcoin. Well, all right, man, guys, just remember, you get a discount. I've already seen like 4 or 5 chats that's like, sold, I'm signed up, just signed up, I've signed up, just signed up. Listen, guys, go to Patriot Protect. The link's in the chat. The link's at the top of the screen. The link's in the description. Make sure you use code HOTSEAT. Save yourself some money. Protect yourself. Protect your family. If it was me, I'd do the full recon, especially some of you guys that I know dibble and dabble around in the recesses of the internet that nobody else knows where to go. You guys might need the recon package, the super de-duper package, to get your information wiped out of all that stuff before, Special Agent Gibbs comes knocking on your door. Well, Skip, man, it's always a pleasure to talk with you, man. You've got the last little bit. Anything else you want to add before we let you go?
Hey, man, always a pleasure to chat with you. I want to make sure people take advantage of the 30% that we're going to keep up for another 48 hours.
All right, 48
You know,
hours.
save a lot of dough on it, and really, it's our honor and pleasure to protect your fans.
You know what? I'm gonna ask this question. Skip, are y'all on social media like Instagram, Facebook, things like that?
We have a Facebook page, and it's just Patriot Protect, and we keep our attack surface very minimal.
Gotcha.
So we make sure not to have that stuff out. I mean, look, our whole existence is to make sure that we have a single purpose. We are a cog built to fit one machine, which is to protect our customers. And so that's our number one. And come on podcasts and try to be funny.
Yeah, exactly. Because that's just fun. But okay, all
That's
right,
right.
good. Well, the only reason I ask is because when I do my videos and do my stories, and I try to find you guys to tag y'all in it, I can't find you on Instagram, and I'm like, well, they're a protection company. They're probably smart enough to not have it. So,
You got it.
well, Skip, it's always a pleasure. Until we talk to you next time, man. You go out there and keep fighting the good fight. Thank you guys for doing what you do.
My pleasure, buddy. Good to chat with you.
All right, take care, brother.
See you later.
All right. Like you said, guys, go out there and get that discount right now. I see a lot of people in the chat that have agreed to this, that are signing on with this, and my question is why not? Like, why not? And I'm sorry, Poet of Militants, do they offer VPN services? Is there one he recommends? They don't offer VPN services, I don't think. I will send an email to ask that question, but let me tell you who you need to ask, and that would be my brother Nuke. That is somebody you need to ask right there in the Discord. You need to ask Nuke, because all things intranet and intranet related, man, that's what that dude did in the Marine Corps, and he knows his stuff beyond a shadow of a doubt. So, um, I use Surfshark. That's what I use as a VPN. But anyway, we have got a show to do, and ladies and gentlemen, woo, we got do we have a show to do? The title of today's episode, I've already forgotten. Somebody tell me what's my title today? Oh yeah, these American hating narratives are getting old. I'm sick and tired of two narratives right now. Okay, that America's the worst place in the country, worst place in the world to live, and black people, and black people are the most hated people in the country, and especially the state that I was born and raised in is the most dangerous state in the country for black people to live. I'm so sick of these freaking narratives. I'm tired of hearing them, and we're gonna talk about all of them today. So that fiery old school Todd that you guys are wondering where he's been, oh, he's here today. He's here. And my shirt. A lot of you guys in the chat during Dear America, and I just want to explain this. A lot of you guys in the chat during Dear America said, Todd, I love your shirt. Where'd you get it? Guys, I don't feel right posting my merch on Graham's show because he has never woke. Okay. I don't feel right doing it. And I don't think he'd get pissed off, but I don't really want to test the water because I like my job. But you can go to mymafiastore.com. Mymafia.store, and get your own Peckerwood shirt. I mean, it's right here. Okay. It's right there. This is the same shirt right here. You can order it in the gray or you can order it in the green, whichever one. I did a test today in therapy. I wore my shirt today. I wore my shirt today in therapy, and all of the therapists in there loved it. They thought it was absolutely hilarious. So, yep, there's freedom right there. Posting it in the chat. It's the website is right there. You also have a Peckerwood collection, and I am beginning to start the idea of another collection, and I don't have the hat yet. It's on its way right now. We had to work with them on the colors a little bit. But it is on its way. We got that worked out. And so as soon as I have it, as soon as I have it, put it on my head and make sure it's good to go and it's perfect for you. It's got to be right for me before I bring it to you, because that's just how I roll. I'm not trying to get you some garbage, things that are uncomfortable, things that don't look right, things that don't fit right. That's just not what I'm about. This shirt right here, it's extremely comfortable. Same material as the Never Woke, the canvas shirt, same material, soft, cuddly, really nice. But as I said, I have my regular hot seat stuff. I have a Peckerwood collection, which is one of my favorite collections. But coming in the very near future is going to be the Last Word collection. All right, we're going to have a Last Word logo hat. We're going to have the Last Word here with some scriptural references, some loving some Jesus stuff on the back. So you're going to get, 3 collections from me: regular hot seat stuff, bringing back the Mafia shirt, the Peckerwood collection, and the Last Word collection as well. Because, some people just don't feel comfortable wearing something like this out in public, I mean, and if you're that, then no problem. I do, because I think it's hilarious. But anyway, let's start with this particular narrative. And I have several angles. Oh, never mind. I'm going to talk about this jackass first. We mentioned this dude earlier today. This guy was discharged from the Marine Corps in May, and then decided, oh, God, I'm so small. Let me make myself a little bigger. Then he decided to put this out.
Is it too late for us to turn from our sins?
No.
Is it too late for America?
Never.
My answer is no. It's not too late. The Lamb will be sacrificed to pay for all of our sins, and our country will be saved from the Babylon that we have become. President Trump is the Antichrist, and he will be killed and sent to hell. God will prevail against evil. Is it too late for us to...
Okay, so update on this guy. This guy, William Upheld, has been arrested. He has been arrested into Duval County Jail late Wednesday night and was released to the United States Marshal Service today. If he is convicted for threats on the president's life, he could face up to 5 years in prison. And Mr. Duval, I hope you get to meet Brutus while you're there. Okay? I really do. Listen, I am all about and dishonorable discharge. We don't know why he was discharged. He was already discharged before he made this stupid video, but because he wanted to be special, he put his Marine Corps uniform back on and recorded a "Hey, let's kill the president" video, because there are some morons like that in the world that think that just because somebody's wearing a uniform, everything they say is true and accurate. Let me tell you, to folks that have never been in the military, that you don't have family that's in the military, let me just enlighten you. Just because somebody's in the military doesn't mean they can't be retarded. Okay? There's plenty of douche canoes out there that wear a uniform every single day. Plenty of them. Plenty of them. So just because somebody's wearing a uniform doesn't mean that whatever comes out of their mouth is the gospel. All right, it doesn't. So hopefully this guy meets Bubba and Big Brutus in jail. I don't know if Sunflower, if he got a medical discharge, we know what that's about. Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Yeah. And Josh makes a very good point. He's just trying to get famous like the Air Force major, and hopefully, he goes away really quick. All right, but the Blue Angels thing. Somebody is going to have to explain to me why the legacy media, why the Krankenstein brothers and all these liberals are pissed about this. I've got and listen, guys, flyovers are like one of my most favorite things. I would live in Pensacola just to hear them go all the time. I swear, I love them that much. But we all saw this video this morning. We didn't get to really get into a lot of it today, but this was one angle. This was the angle everybody was pissed about. I mean, just right over it. Just, that's beautiful. I love it. Dude's just cutting, getting. That's just amazing. Like, absolutely freaking amazing. And here's a view. Here is a view from a hotel. Okay, so this is kind of what it looked like from a hotel. It's just freaking awesome. Look, if you see that, if you're on the listen, I don't know how many miles of beach there are, okay, in the country, but if you don't want a Blue Angel flying over the top of your head, then go to another beach, asshole. Okay, it's not that real. Most people go to Pensacola during the summertime for that very reason. When the Blue Angels are practicing and flying all over the place, not one person complained. Matter of fact, the reel that CBS ran, the lady that they got the reel from, she's pissed. She's absolutely pissed, and she said, "quote I regret giving it to them because I didn't know they were gonna spend it like that." So let me just let you in on old Hot Seat's opinion. If you have a problem with any of what I just showed you in regards to the Navy's Blue Angels, then you can renounce your citizenship, you can buy a plane ticket, and you can get your ass out of my country. How about that? Deal? Deal. Okay? Because all those videos represent are true blue American badassery and dominance. That we're better than you, we were better than you, and we'll always be better than you. That is exactly what that means. And if you don't like it, then you can get trying to do better. Trying to do better. But you know where you can go with gasoline britches on. That's all I have to say about that. And I'm not by myself because Secretary Pete Hegseth said literally verbatim, the flyovers will continue until morale improves. This is awesome. I love our Secretary of War.
Florida, that's being called a low altitude pass by that jet. Now, keep in mind there were no injuries from it, but the Navy officials initially said there would be a safety review after that pass. Writing, during an aerial maneuver on an aircraft flew lower than standard profiles, resulting in a disturbance on the beach that affected civilian chairs and umbrellas. A lot of hats went flying as well, but a number of the people on that beach said they were thrilled by what they saw.
When they fly close and blow the tents up.
That was a first.
Incredible.
I haven't seen that one. That was good.
They're showing out.
Secretary of War Hegseth has already weighed in. He said the flyovers will continue until morale improves. Dana, back to you.
All right, Steve. Thanks.
Hallelujah. Praise the Lord and pass the ammunition. And Kendra Danielle, I saw your comment, and we will discuss this when you get home. How about them apples? So anyway, the White House posted something on it as well. Hey, you know what? It's okay to love America with the Blue Angel in the background. It's okay. It's okay to love America. It's okay. It's okay to love America. And there's Pete's right there. The flyovers will continue until morale improves. Sean Parnell, the assistant, carry on Patriots. There we go. There we go. And to anybody that has an issue with this country, that has an issue with what this country is doing, to all of you idiots that say stuff like our freedoms and we're being silenced and Trump's taking away our freedoms, Rob Schneider posted this video, and it's about 1 minute and 6 seconds long. And you need to pay close attention to what this young lady is saying. This is Dr. Sheila Nazarian. I have no idea who this person is, but she is responding to the students and the Americans that are screaming death to America. And her speech is, do you know what would actually happen if America does die? Because I do. Watch this clip because it's epic.
I want to ask the students screaming death to America Do you have any idea what happens when American values die? Because I do. My family fled a country where freedom died. You don't know what you have until it's gone. You think America is oppressive because you have never experienced real oppression. You think silence is violence because you've never been silenced. You think words are dangerous because you have never watched a government drag someone away for speaking them. You think capitalism is evil because you have never stood in a bread line. You think borders are immoral because you have never had to flee across one. And you think revolution is romantic because you have never had a revolution take everything from you. I have. And that's why I refuse to be quiet.
There's really nothing I can say to that. All I can tell you is this. Everybody that's out there complaining about how bad this country is, about rights being taken away, about this and that, and complaining and crying and whining and bitching and moaning about, that's because you've never been anywhere else. Okay? And I talk about this all the time. We have way too many Americans that have done nothing to earn their citizenship, that have look, you just lucky that you popped out of a woman on American soil. And you grew up in this little American bubble and you have no idea what the rest of the world looks like. Well, let me tell you, people, not everywhere, but in a lot of places, it's ugly, it's nasty, and you have no concept of what one human can do to another outside of the borders of this land that you live in. And if any of you whiny little liberal shoulder biters ever got to experience some of the things and witness some of the things that me and other veterans that are in this chat that I know good and hell well experienced and saw it too. The second that you got home, you would kiss the ground and pray to God you never had to leave it again. You have no idea what the world is like. You are just familiar with America. You're familiar with the Constitution. You're familiar with the Bill of Rights that protects you against your government, where there are other countries that don't have those protections, that they're murdered in the streets just because they speak against their government, or they're murdered in the street just because they refuse to pray to the God that their government wants them to pray to, that they're not allowed to go to Gary's Pawn and Gun and purchase a weapon, that they're not allowed to go deer hunting without a massive permit that costs thousands of dollars. And so to anybody out there that's never left the American bubble, shut your stupid, entitled American mouth. Period. You can either be proud to live and enjoy the freedoms that a lot of men and women died for, or you can get the freaking heck out of here. Period. That's where I've been on it. That's where I'll always been on it. I'll always be on it, whether it's United, Delta, Frontier, American Airlines. There are flights that are literally leaving every day. Atlanta's international, Birmingham, Chicago. You can take your happy ass to any one of these international airports and buy a plane ticket and go experience what you think real freedom should look like. Go right ahead. Nobody's stopping you. But guess what? You're not going to do that. Okay? No, you're going to stay here. You're going to whine. You're going to complain. And you're going to cry. Because America is the country that everybody loves to hate, but everybody refuses to leave. I don't see people lining up into the streets and cargo boats and Carnival Cruise Lines to immigrate to frickin' Iran, Afghanistan, France, Europe, or Italy, or Africa, or anywhere else. All right. I don't see Congo lines, all right, from America marching their happy little asses to Mexico and on down south. No. They all want to come here. Why? Because we're the greatest nation in the world. That's why. It's really that simple. I'm so American that the next time I have my man cave, and I just put this in here because this is just awesome. I'm probably gonna have to ask permission, but if I ever get my man cave, this is the first thing that I'm buying. Hold up, I got to make myself really small so y'all can see this because this is just awesome. If they ever make one of those in a medevac, like in a medevac chopper, oh, take my money. Here, where's my wallet? Take my money. I'll put it in the living room. I mean, Kendra probably beat me to death, but I'll wait until she's got to go out of town for a couple days. And when she comes home, there'll be a big medevac chopper in the middle of the living room with medics hanging out of it and stuff. That's amazing. Like whoever, I wouldn't even have thought of that. That was freaking awesome. That's awesome. Okay, so some new information, and yes, me being born and raised in Mississippi, I'm going to continue to talk about this Nolan Wells case as the information comes out. But new information has come out about the Nolan Wells case. As I've told you before, nobody, and I mean nobody knows what happened. Nobody knows if it was an accident, or nobody knows if this young man was killed and left in the middle of the ocean to die or what. Nobody knows anything. But one piece of information has come out that they officially do have audio of those boys pictured here. That when I told you that their boat was taking on water, they actually have audio of them reporting, yelling, hollering, and screaming, calling for help when their boat suddenly malfunctioned and started taking on water. Okay. Wells, 18 years old, traveled with his friends. The boat likely had 17 people on board, experienced difficulty. They actually have the audio to prove that this was true. Okay. And here it is. Hey, we're at the west tip of the Horn. Our bilge pump stopped working. We're sinking. Can you all please come? All right. They have the audio. I want to get this boat unsank and towed back, the caller reported. So the boat was towed around 3 miles before it picked up normal speed less than an hour later. And this is GPS data that was confirmed by the Mississippi Department of Marine Services. So everything that those boys said, okay, about their boat is true. Now, that doesn't really change anything. Okay, all that means is their boat took on water and they had to leave. Why Nolan decided to stay, nobody knows. Whether he decided to stay or they wouldn't let him get back on, nobody knows the answer to that. But Nolan Wells' grandfather put out a statement today. And before I read said statement, I want to be very clear about something. Okay, and he's never going to see this. His name is Christopher Wells Sr. And Mr. Wells, you're never going to see this, sir. But if you do, I need you to know that us ordinary people, normal Americans, normal Mississippians, the ones that are not chasing likes and clicks and comments and shares and trying to get as much monetization as we possibly can out of your grandson's death, our hearts are broken for you and your family. Us normal human beings are in constant prayer for the loss that your family has endured. But there is a but coming. But with all due respect, sir, this statement right here is doing more damage than it is helping. And I'm going to read the statement. I chose to make this post. Neither Christine or Elmore, the mother and the father, has anything to do with this. Nolan's death was a tragedy for our family, but things blew up on social media, and we have entities taking a young man's death, my grandson, and using it to promote racism. I was born and raised in Mississippi, and yes, racism exists here, just like it does all over the United States. I saw and I dealt with racism going through school while I was in the military and working for a government contractor after I separated from the military. I reside in Mississippi now, and it's home. But there are counties in this state I wouldn't be caught in after dark. I said all that to say this. My mother's father was Caucasian, and if you're Caucasian, you can travel all over this great nation of ours unimpeded. If you're an individual of color, you have problem. It said God sits high and looks low. I pray he doesn't wait too much longer to punish the wicked. I don't know what that is. I'm assuming I'm just waiting to see the repercussions of me making this post. God bless everyone that's colorblind. Well, sir, you can't include yourself there because that's not a colorblind statement. I was good with 95% of that statement. 95% of that statement, I was good with it. But the fact that you say Caucasians can travel all over this great nation unimpeded, but if you're black, you can't, all right? I'm not even going to use the United States as a whole. I'm just going to use my state, the state that I grew up in, and the state that I love so much, all right? I better not be in Jackson, Mississippi at dark. I better not be in Canton, Mississippi at dark. I better not be in Macomb, Mississippi after dark. I better not be in Goodman, Mississippi after dark. I better not be in West Point, Mississippi, where Alyssa grew up after dark. I better not be in Vicksburg after dark. I better not be in Greenville or Grenada after dark as a white man. And there are several cities all over the nation that as a white man, I better not be when the sun goes down. I better not be walking around Memphis, Atlanta, Baltimore. We could sit here all day. Racism, does it exist in this country? Yes, but we got to stop pretending that it only goes one way. And we got to, in this narrative that the state of Mississippi is the most dangerous place for a black person to live. Full stop. If that was the case, then somebody please explain to me why the state of Mississippi is number one in black population per capita. Number one. If it's so damn dangerous to live in Mississippi for black people, why is it number one in the nation per capita? Somebody tell me that. That's because nobody believes it. And just like Nick Fuentes said the other day, just like me and Graham have been saying from the top of our lungs, it's not about truth anymore. It's about rage baiting. It's about clicks, comments, and BS. And the entire state that I was born and raised in is under fire. Under fire. Why? We have no idea because nobody knows what happened. Even the Department of Justice in Mississippi's investigation's not done. The separate investigation that's done by Ben Crump and the rest of those Peckerwoods, that's not done. Still, right now, it's July the 16th. It's been 11 days and still nobody knows what happened. Yet the narrative has already been chiseled in concrete. Racism. Mississippi, it's got to be racism. It's got to be. I mean, it's Mississippi. It's got to be racism. And that narrative right there, let me tell you guys, it pisses me off more than any other narrative that we can even talk about, to include Candace, to include Megyn Kelly, to include 9/11, the Jews, anything that's come out of Tucker's mouth. This Mississippi narrative pisses me off more than any other narrative. Why? Because when I got stationed in the state of North Carolina, I was hated. Why? Because I was a white boy from Mississippi. Because to some people in that state, in a uniform, sharing the same responsibilities that I did, I was a white boy from Mississippi, that automatically meant I had a Klan robe hanging in my closet. And as social media progresses, that narrative gets stronger and stronger and stronger, until one of these days, the people of my state are going to have enough. And when that day comes, all hell is going to break loose. And trust me when I tell you, people, it's going to be a hell unlike the things you've never in your life seen before. I know men in the town that I grew up in that you can stand in their house anywhere, and I mean anywhere in their house, and you are within arm's reach of a gun. And baby, it's loaded. Sick of it. And if you're out there and you're posting these narratives and you're preaching these narratives and you're talking these narratives, then shame on you. And you are a disgrace, not to social media, you're a disgrace to the human race. And I'm sorry, but with all due respect, Mr. Wells Sr., you should be ashamed of yourself for that statement. You should know better. No. Are there cities in Mississippi that a black person shouldn't be after dark? Yeah, of course. Yeah, there are. I can take you to a few of them. But there's also several that my cracker skin self don't need to be after dark too. And two wrongs don't make a right. They're both equally wrong, but it's the world that we live in. And so it might be time for people to start looking into the mirror and doing some soul searching and some heart searching before they decide to get on their little keyboards and record their little videos and click post. Because what you're doing is shameful. Because if I wanted to be an asshole, I could be. I could do this. I could show you this. I could show you that according to CBS News, the mother of black newborns are more likely than those of white newborns to be referred to law enforcement over allegations of substance abuse during pregnancy. I could show you that if I was an asshole. If I was an asshole, I could show you that just the other day, 6 black teens beat a 74-year-old white man senseless in the parking lot of a 7-Eleven. Yeah, if I was an asshole, I could show you that. But see, there's an old saying that my grandfather, may God rest his soul, used to tell us all the time. Make sure you don't throw rocks from your glass house. See, we have problems all over the country. All over the country. Racism is everywhere. And it goes across every single race. But that's because this is America. All right, and I've used this analogy before, but for the shoulder biters that might clip this and try to use this as some kind of more rage bait BS just because I'm from Mississippi and I have an accent. The fabric of America is I could go out in them streets right now and grab 15 people and there's no telling what I'm going to get. I could get black people. I could get white people. I could get Asian people. I can get Indian people, Red Dot and Tomahawk. I could get Muslims. I could get Christians. I could get Buddhists. I could get atheists. I could get agnostics. I could get males. I could get females. And in certain places of America, you could get question marks. The beauty of that system is that we are multicultural, and used properly, it could be a beautiful thing. Whereas I might not be as strong in this particular area, but that might be your strength. I might not be able to figure out this issue, but you might be able to, because of your cultural upbringing is different than mine. Used correctly, America would prosper in ways we've never seen before. But that's not what the media wants. That's not what social media wants. That's not what influencers want. And that's not what pays you on Facebook and Instagram and the TikTokies and the Twitters. That's not what pays you. Unity doesn't pay you. Peace doesn't pay you. Hatred, bigotry, and racism from every race, every religion, that's what pays you. And I refuse to join the club. I will not do it. I made several videos on social media about this case, none of which have I offered opinion on what happened. Why? Because I'm not afraid to say I don't know. Because I don't. But I tell you what I do know, that when I see this photo right here, I don't cringe. I don't think of something bad. When I see this photo right here, I see 4 friends. I see 4 guys that probably have known each other a long time. Why? Because I have several photos like this. Several personal photos just like this. And I don't even know if y'all even know what this is. There was a club in high school when I was in high school. It was called the Essence Club. The Essence Club was an all-black club. I was the only white boy in it. And I made sure when we took the club photo, and y'all can, and I know y'all don't probably have access to this, but you can go back and look at the Caledonia High School annual from the year 2000 and find the Essence Club, and there'll be a white dot in the middle of a bunch of black people. That white dot was me. Because none of us saw that until social media told us to see it. None of us saw anything different until Facebook started paying more money for it, until YouTube started paying more money for it. None of us saw it or paid attention to it until it became monetized. And I wish I could tell you I know what the answer is. I mean, the answer is unity, but how to get there, I have no idea. And to be honest with you, I don't think we can. I don't. Because as long as the people that are making the most money are the ones spreading the most hatred and separation, this country will never be unified again. Ever. As we always say, follow the money. Speaking of money, I didn't realize that eviction from an apartment was violence. Mama Dama Dama Durka Dami is at it again. And here we go. I don't even know who this mask-wearing troll is, but listen to this moron.
Our city is turning the corner on tenant power. When we organize, we win results.
Mhm.
The Mamdani administration is emboldening us so that we no longer tolerate the violence of evictions as a matter of business as usual.
The violence of eviction, to which it has been announced that Mamdani is apparently has gotten the bright idea that he is proposing to ban New York City landlords for requiring both proof of income and a credit check, while forcing landlords or brokers to pay for any credit check fees. All right, so no proof of income and no credit check, but you get an apartment. And yes, there was a question in here, does it apply to condos as well? Yeah, it does. New York City is about to become a ghost town. It's about to become ruin. And I'm here to tell you right now, if I had tenants, if I owned property in New York City, which I guarantee you I never will, but if I did, and my tenants decided that they were just going to stop paying the rent, and Mama Dama Durkee Dami told me I couldn't do nothing about it, I'd burn the damn building to the ground while the people were at work and collect the insurance money and go rebuild in Florida or Texas, a free state. I would burn my assets to the ground before I allowed any government, whether it be city, county, state, or federal, to control it. And that's what's about to happen in New York City. I mean, not the fire itself, but figuratively, that's what's about to happen. These big businessmen, these big real estate brokerages that manage these companies, that own these corporations that own these condos and apartment complexes, are about to start shutting these places down. And yeah, it might not suck for a while, but when your water pipe busts and nobody's there to fix it, what are you going to do? It's going to flood the whole building. Is Mama Durkadama going to fix it? Is he going to pay for out of his pocket to fix it? Nope, because the landlord lives in Florida. He's got a brand new building where his people are actually paying rent in Florida. So keep doing what you're doing. And go ahead and ruin what used to be one of the best cities in our country. You know, back during the Giuliani days. Go ahead. Continue. Good luck. I hope it works out for you. Well, our girl is back. So good to see Caroline back. I'm so glad that she's back. And this was one of her first questions, and it was about the president's speech tonight.
Garrett.
Caroline, welcome back.
Good to see you.
Likewise. To the degree that this speech tonight is about elections past, not elections upcoming, the 2020 election has had dozens of recounts, lawsuits, audits. The 2024 election, widely believed to be safe and secure. There's not really any question about that. A lot of people
because
look at
it was
this.
too big to rig.
Well, I think a lot of people look at this
There's a
and
massive amount of votes for this president. That's why he's in the Oval Office right now.
No one disputes that. And there were a significant amount of votes for Joe Biden, who won in 2020. I mean, I think the question is, why is the president unable to let this go?
Well, first of all, Garrett, I think part of the problem is that the media has refused to acknowledge that tens of millions of Americans across the country share the concerns of this president about the sanctity of our elections. And your premise of your question, you're jumping ahead to a conclusion in this speech before even hearing it yourself. I think that everyone should tune in tonight, including the people in this room, and you should report on the president's speech and the findings that he is going to reveal in this speech with a little bit of honesty and a little bit of integrity, because it will shock you if you have an honest eye listening to the president tonight, and everything he is saying will be backed by facts and by evidence that will be provided this evening. And again, Garrett, I think all Americans, Democrat, Republican, should agree that we are the greatest country in the history of the world. We should have the safest and most secure elections in the history of the world. And what the president will be speaking about tonight will show you that perhaps that is not the case, and we need to make some adjustments moving forward, including the Save America Act, as Rachel pointed out, is a key legislative priority for this president on Capitol Hill, and he wants to see all senators and members of Congress voting in favor of the Save America Act, because it's crucially important as we move forward. Aisha.
Glad she's back. glad she's back. And of course, following suit, Gavin Newsom. Tonight, Donald Trump will confirm he is the gravest threat to our democracy. This isn't the rule of law, it's the rule of Don. Do not bow to this mad king. Now, let me just let me issue a warning. Oh, wrong one. Let me issue a warning here. Okay, because balls and strikes. Balls and strikes. If the president, which we have no idea what he's going to talk about, it's about the election results. It's about fraud. We don't know whether it's China, Russia, illegals, or all the above. Some people say it's about two senators or in Atlanta, Fulton County, the water pipe that mysteriously busted at 2:00 in the morning. All of those things. The only thing I will say is, Mr. President, please do not make this Epstein Files 2.0. Please do not come up here and stand in front of the American people with a bunch of opinions, theories, hypotheses, and bullshit. All right? Don't stand up there in front of Kash Patel. Don't stand up there in front of the director of the CIA and the Department of Justice and all that and just spew a bunch of stuff without presenting facts. Actual, we can see, we can look at, the American people can see with their own eyes facts. Because if not, listen to me. If the president stands up tonight, and today is Thursday, yeah. If the president stands up there tonight and talks about the 2020 election and how it was stolen, and talks about the midterms and how they could be stolen, and that he thinks that this happened, and he thinks that that happened, and he thinks that China did this, and he thinks that Russia did this, and he thinks that this country did this, and Biden's illegals did that and this, and provides no concrete evidence, we're in a lot of trouble tomorrow. And we're going to be in a hell of a lot of trouble come November. Now, on the flip side of that, if he does bring those receipts, and he can prove and does prove that the 2020 election was stolen, that Fulton County was a joke, that California is the joke that we all know it to be, and he has it backed up by actual facts, it's going to scare me a little bit. Because at that point, I'm looking at Thune in the Senate and going, now what? Now what? Now you have no excuse. The evidence is there. The president has presented it. We've seen it. What's your excuse now? Because up to this point, it's all been hearsay. All right, to hear Timu Obama. All right, to hear Charlie and Chucky, pencil neck, horse teeth, Jasmine Crockett, Captain Caveman, Al Green, to hear them say it, it's all theories and nothing has been proven. We need facts. Hard facts. Undeniable facts. Not maybes, not possiblies. This is not a gray area conversation here. This is not a there could have been, there might have been. Because as we've told you on Dear America, elections are won by people in the middle. All right, the majority of us are either here or there. But there's also a good bit of people that are right here in the middle. And I'm telling you now, if this speech is it could have been or it might have been, that middle is going to start doing this. Because I already have this much faith in Thune and the Senate. I have this much faith in them. None whatsoever. I have full trust in the president, the vice president of the United States. Full trust. But I'm telling you now, I'm not betting the farm on anything right now. If you told me to go to Poly Market and make my bet, I would tell you, no, not going to happen. Because 2026 politics are not the politics of the 80s. All right, it's just not. It's not the politics of the 80s and 90s. Too much hearsay and too many people saying it's this when they should be saying, I don't know. Marco, too. You're right. Marco's amazing. Marco's a star. And that's what I hope for. That's what I hope. I'm not even going to speculate myself. There's a lot of stuff out here, and I got a whole list of stuff that he could be talking about, he could say, he might say, and I'm not saying it. You know why? Because I don't know. I haven't read his speech, so I don't know. But what I do know is if you ain't trying Neutronics Labs, there's something wrong with you. And ladies out there that if you're wanting to try this product, the female formula, I still have one vial left. One. The other two have been shipped. Hopefully you've got it already. QR code right here. Guys, Pete Hegseth announced yesterday that he's going to start requiring testing of testosterone during our military's periodical health assessments, which thank God. Because once you get in about your 30s, mid-30s, your testosterone starts tanking. This product makes a hell of a difference. It really does. It's gotten me through, along with the collagen and the Vivix from Shackley, Neutronics Labs Man's Edge and the IGF-1 has gotten me through a reconstructive surgery on my left shoulder that you all know. You saw me in a sling for a little while. It's gotten me through all of this. My energy is better. It's higher. The only thing that's holding me back from going to the gym is my therapist right now. That's the only thing that's holding me back. I have energy throughout the day. I'm doing 3 shows a day now. I'm doing Graham's show, this show, and the last word. And that's while doing everything else I have to do on social media. My motor is wide open. I have a motor today that I promise you 6 months ago I didn't have. And it's because of Neutronics Labs. Go to neutronicslabs.com/hot seat. 50% off if you enable auto ship on Man's Edge. And for free, they're going to send you a platinum bottle of the IGF-1, which is this right here. My Man's Edge is in the kitchen because I take it with, make sure I drip it with my coffee. Not with it, but while I'm drinking coffee. Plus, you'll get an extra 10% off when you use code HOTSEAT. So go to neutronicslabs.com/hot seat. Scan this QR code. Link is in the description. You can go there right now. Get your order today. Ladies, if you order this for your men and you want to try the formula for yourself, then take a screenshot of your order. Email it to me at todd@dearamericamedia.com, and I will send my last bottle to you for free. I'll pay for shipping and everything just so you can test it. And if you like it, then you can subscribe to it and get it and start using it yourself. There you go. Johnny Marine. Fellas, Neutronics works. I'm not getting paid to talk about it. Seriously, try it out. There you go. So try it out. Scan the QR code or go to the website. All right, let's get to these questions and get out of here because I know y'all got better things to do than to listen to this bumpkin continue to run his mouth. All right, let's see what. All right, Rooster Talks. Thank you for raiding the stream. Jersey, I don't care about you. Let's see. Well, looks like there'll be no hot seat tomorrow because Kendra is going to beat Toddler's ass later. That's probably true. That's probably true. I don't know about America being the best. Salty said he had an amazing time with the lady boys in Thailand. Here we go. Alicia, anyone else get in their feel seeing our military do what we supposed to be doing and actually being praised? Sometimes. Yeah, sometimes. Here comes the retort. I know Jersey isn't trying to have jokes, knowing damn well his ass fell out after his trip to Israel. Salty, yeah. I kissed the wall, you kissed the... Man, you guys, I'm telling you. Alicia, I need advice on how to keep Will encouraged. Long story short, I believe the moral in his current VP class is not, or the morale is not there. Lots of youngins that lack integrity. How would you talk to keep their heads in? Listen, I've been there before. As an older NCO towards the end of my career, having to go to a school with a whole bunch of young bucks. Ain't nothing you can say. It sucks. Because you can't relate to them. And if he's a student, he can't cuss them out. If his instructor is 10, 15 years younger than he is, like some of mine were, nothing you can do about it. You do not tell him this because this will get you in trouble. But as a man and a fellow veteran, I would tell him to suck it up, Buttercup. That would be my advice. Because I've been through it, and yeah, it sucks. It absolutely sucks to be grandpa in your class. It sucks. Really sucks. But it bees that way sometimes. Just keep encouraging him. Keep praying with him and for him. All right, do the best that you can. Jersey, I'm not surprised. You will put your lips on anything. Yep, I'm not reading the rest of that. Asking everyone's prayers, please, for Will. Absolutely. Here we go again. That may be true, but I don't do it skillfully as you. I hear they still talk about your talents amongst the lady boys. Good guys, y'all need a room. Oh, this is more like a game recognized game situation. Exactly. Nobody eats hot dogs without chewing them as well as you do. My hat's off to you, Pookie. Oh, finally. I'm just trying to be like Todd. I was wondering when I was going to enter the conversation. See what these concrete primates don't get in those cities. They can't be caught at night. Good people like Todd speak out against and condemn them. Black people would never do that. Now, there are some out there that do. Some. Everyone needs to watch Remember the Titans again. I'm sorry. It's family only. Can't you see he's my brother? About a black boy. Yeah, good point. Very good point. Very good point. All right, guys, that's it. Look, love you, miss you, mean it. I hope you have a great rest of your evening. For those of you that are still here, go ahead and, well, never mind. Raid's already been initiated. Go to the merch site. Go check out the Peckerwood collection. And I'll see you at 7 for the last word. Try to end the day. I've got you riled up, and we'll try to end the day on a good note with a couple really good lessons. Love you, miss you, mean it. I'll see you guys at 7 o'clock this afternoon. Take care, guys.
I reach towards the sky, say